Well, hello folks, welcome along to episode 9 of this Tennis Manager 2023 save. I'm the Custard Prophet and we're back here at the Custard Academy. I hope you're looking forward to this. You can see behind me that things have moved on significantly. We'll talk about why that is in a second, but I think after a fair amount of playing this game, what is it, two and a half years, three different versions of the game, I finally worked out something that seems to work incredibly effectively in the tactics department. I feel it might be a little bit of an exploit, but I'm not really sure. I will let you be the judge of that. We'll get into that in a second. Yes, folks, so we will talk about my little tactical adjustment in a second. I also got something to talk about, the motivational speeches that you give before and after the game, and we've got some tournament news and rather disappointing news if you were hoping to see us win our first Junior 60 event. Right, as you can see, we've already done it. This was the very next tournament after Guatemala, so we got to the final there, lost in 3 sets, and I thought I couldn't come back for another game out one after the other, another tournament one after the other. So I thought I'd just play the final and see what happens, and we won it. And this was playing this little kind of tactical tweak that I've been doing, which really helps kind of give us a second wind in the match. We got the entire £2,000 prize money, all 60 points in the bank. And at the point there, we were ranked 141st. Our ranking now is 112th, so we have really improved. Very impressive victory. Yes, it got a little bit harder as we went on, but winning against, I think, fairly evenly matched players. Other than the first one, we went through straight sets, as you can see. I won't read through them, but the final match against Max Stenzer was a harder one. But we managed to pull it off and we didn't go to 3 sets. It looked like it was threatening, but we didn't. So we have moved on to the next tournament. This is another Junior 60 event and it's in Ireland and we're all the way through to the final. We had an absolute destruction of the oppositions in the first 3 games, all ranked in the top, all ranked outside the top 250. But you can see this, we were dominant all the way through this, beating Aaron Funk, Joseph Oiberg and Ala Trifi, with conceding between those, what's that, 8 games we lost in 3 matches, which is pretty good. That's pretty good. It got harder in the semi-finals. We did drop a set, but the person we were playing, Cooper Erai, was a much better player, 179th in the world, so he's done pretty well. But we beat him 7-5, 3-6, 6-3, and we're going to be playing our Roman Arkushin in the final, who's the 5th seed from Argentina, 245th in the world. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm not sure we've played him before, but I look forward to giving him a piece of our mind. Okay, so what have we been doing tactically? You see, I've moved over. What we've been doing is, I'm not sure, as I say, if it's an exploit, but what you'll notice here is, looking at our game plan, I've probably just put my head right in the way of the game plan. No, you can see it's still good. You can see both our primary and secondary tactic are fully developed. So we have a defensive baseline play as the primary tactic and on the body play as the secondary tactic, which we fully understand. We have third tactic is another baseline one, top spin play from the baseline. Still not sure if that's what we're going to go with, but it's what we're training for at the minute. But we have those 2 approaches that we can swap between, which I hadn't been doing up to now, and I hadn't really been using additional tactics in the matches. But what I've found actually is it seems like at different points in the matches, but typically after set number 1, and maybe a little bit further in, we'll become a lot less effective against the opposition, and I take it to mean that the opposition has figured out how we're playing, and so they've adapted to that, and they've now kind of they can start to get on top, or at least kind of draw level with us. What this seems to do, if we switch to our other tactic, because our other game plan, because we know it as well as we do the primary game plan, all of a sudden they start struggling again against us. So it does seem like a way of helping us just maintain that consistency. I think actually the on the body play seems to be more effective than the defensive baseline play, and it may well become our primary tactic. But and where it suddenly starts to fail again, I swapped back for the last game where we lost the second set, and we managed to win through that one. So yeah, it's an interesting way of doing things. You may well feel it's a bit of an exploit, but it certainly has seemed to work for us so far. If you feel it's an unrealistic way to play, because I do think you'd change your game plan now and again just to try and put your opponent off if things aren't going right. That does seem like a sensible thing to do, but it seems quite an effective method at the minute. Whether it's so good maybe at higher levels, I don't know. Might well be trying that with Shawnetta when we're back with the other save, but we will see. So let me know in the comments if you think it's horribly unrealistic and you don't want to see it at all in this save, and we will cut that nonsense out, or at least we will develop some rules around how we go about using them. Maybe we decide what the game plan is at the start of the match and we don't switch with it. But let me know, or we'll see. We'll probably lose the game horribly now, and you'll be wondering what I'm talking about. The other thing that I've been doing, which I think you'll all be very excited about, is I have been taking note of the motivational talks before and after matches. So I've got a Word document where I basically put in all of these. I've gone back all the way through the previous episodes, looked through all the matches there, and so now I've got a list of all of them. And what I can say about that list is that the pre-match talks that you can do, there's a lot of options there, and I haven't anywhere near got all of them down, and I don't know what all of them do. The end of match ones, there's a lot less, and I've got a much better idea of what most of those do. So that's going to be helpful. And once I think I've got the full list, then I'll do a video on that, and which I think will be really helpful to you, and hopefully, and I'll also make sure that I put the Word document. I'll give you access to the Word document in the description as well. Not now, but when that video comes out, so you can have that as well, and make the most of those motivational speeches, because I think it does make a big difference to how you start the match. So big thanks to Rob for kind of encouraging me in that direction, and that's kind of what's come out of it. So please be kind to Rob in the comments if you are looking forward to that. That's all Rob's doing. So give him some love in the comments. Anyway, folks, I think we're going to go and play a game of tennis. You can see what we've done at the minute, and you can see how physically we're coming along. We've been focusing again on the serve power. One of the things that people were talking about in the comments from the previous video is whether I go with which racket I use. So whether I use one that's focused on power, one that's focused on accuracy. We're going to give it a go for this one, because I've actually not swapped it over, but we'll look at the racket for accuracy here. There we go. So 1 plus serve accuracy, forehand accuracy, and backhand accuracy. We'll see if that makes a difference. One of the I think Rob was asking whether actually that will be, whether we'll have to break the contract. No, we don't, because you actually get 3 rackets for each one of our each for this particular person with this particular contract. We've got 3 rackets, so we can choose between them, which is kind of nice. And I'd be quite interested to see what it looks like later in the game, because I've still got pretty crappy options with Shawnetta, but I wonder if it gets a lot better. Maybe. Anyway, folks, let's go and play some tennis. Right, Romeo Arkushin. Right, so he is in excellent form. He's a counter puncher, so he looks to switch from defensive to attacking. So we need to be careful with that. So we need speed and agility, which or is that he needs speed and agility? I think we probably need it as well. He could switch to on the body play or topspin. So he's kind of similar to us. He's very good at returns. So I guess we've got to be a bit more careful with our serves. I'm not actually going to change anything now. I think we're just going to go with it and see. I think actually I'm tempted to start with the on the body play, because I think that's going to be harder for him to deal with. I think the defensive play actually that would feed into his game plan, because we just wanted to get the ball back. But you know, once he decides he's going to go for it, so this way we're going to put him under pressure with each shot. So let's try that and see what happens. Right, here we go. So we are not relaxed. We're not on. We are demotivated. So I'm just going to have a quick look at my spreadsheet. Right, I don't have the options for motivate here. I might just go for the relaxation, which I also don't have. But so I think this one is the motivate, but I'm not sure. That one's emotions. That one I think is just bad. We'll go with this one and try and relax him. Win or lose, I will still beat you on the PlayStation tonight. Do not stress out. Good. Okay, and we've improved him from troubled to reassured. I'm still really, one thing I'm really wanting to do is to, and I think I mentioned this before, is understand the kind of linearity of these options. So what's the order in which they occur, because I'm not sure how many there are, but I think that might be worth figuring out as well, so you can kind of work out where you start and where you go, which I'll also try and do for that video as well. So I hopefully get a whole load of stuff around these kind of pre-match talks and post-match talks, which will help you all immeasurably. All right, let's get into it. Right, here we go. Are we ready for a final? My little exploit. Hopefully it works this way around, because I've not tried it like this just yet. Good start though. Romeo Arcush in there. 30-40 down. And hopefully focusing on accuracy makes a difference. Straight into the net. That's an advantage. We're 1 love up. Come on. That's a nice little hit, that is. A lovely volley, and it is juice. Love 40 now. 2-1 up and love 40. So real chance here to take an early lead in this match. We had a chance in the last service game. And into the net he goes, and we're 3-1 up. Big point that was. Or maybe not for long. 15-40, and we've got to save some break points. Just about kept that in. And just about kept that one in as well. Into the net. Wow. It was completely open cross court. 30-40. Nice serve. Oh, that's awful. And it's back all square. 3-2, but back on serve. 30-40. Another opportunity here. Come on, the crusty one. Oh, right on the line. Yeah, this is certainly a harder match than I've had, other than the one we've just played. Advantage now. Come on. It'd be nice to take that early lead, but it seems harder. We get more chances than he is on our set. That's an awful serve. Oh, double fault, that's big. And there we go, we're 5-2 up, 30-40 up. And what looked like was going to be a really tough game could end up with quite a straightforward scoreline. Oh wow, he was a bit wild with that. I think this particular type of play, he doesn't play as many spin shots. Another advantage though, which might be a little alteration we do, because I do like those. Double fault again, 6-2. It's a good start. So fingers crossed we can keep going on this route. So it may well be that things change quite early in this set, and we'll just swap back to the previous tactic and see how that works. So we're struggling on defence. Just try something there. let's push the opponent back. I think that works better with this type of tactic than gain time and reposition. Well, we are 2-1 up and we're 30-40 up, and I haven't even changed anything so far. This could be juice. Maybe it's just that this particular tactic works better. Maybe that's what I've learned from it. Oh, what a hit that was. 3-1. And we have now a break in this set, so we just need to hold on. Well, we're 5-2 up, we're 30-40 up. I've not even changed anything. And there we go. Couldn't keep a single serve in there. He used too many double faults at key times. And Crustos does some dancing. So we are victors here. I didn't even need to change anything. But I'd still want to hear your opinion on that. Is that a thing? Am I making it up? Don't know. Right then. So, he's concerned. So, well done. Now we focus on the next step. Tomorrow is another day. That should always be motivation. Yes, there we go. You reacted positively to your speech, but that hasn't changed him from being concerned, which is a little frustrating. So, huge thing. The question is that going to take us into the top 100? And I think we just have to move on to the next bit just to see. So nice movement, 45 places in the grass season, 89 points picked up. I mean, that's huge, and a lot more money. So we've certainly picked things up yet again. Oh, look at that. We're in the top 100. Well, exactly in the top 100, but that does feel good. Oh, nice stuff. I'm not talking about the academy infrastructure because that's just a mess, but I think everything else is going pretty darn well. Anyway, folks, let me know what you thought about all the madness in this episode. First win on camera for a junior 60 event. We certainly seem to have a slightly better game plan. I might make that one our primary one, but it certainly seems to work, and I'd love to hear those who play the game. Have you tried swapping between game plans, and do you find a big effect of doing that? Right, folks, hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you for the next one. Goodbye.